the ball and throws it down.
Fire, Binder missing. No, it goes in. She baked it in.
And the 1-on-0 and throws it down again. By step back, contested three. Dakota, three. Yes!
He's feeling it, moving and grooving right now.
Lane pushing with Nelson.
Oh my goodness! Look at the confidence. Oh, come on! Ripped away. Overweiser. Oh, he got it swatted. Mega three. Why not?
Oh, okay. Deontay Martinez made him fall in. He gets the jumper to go.
Go with heave. Got it to go. Takes it in from half court. Hurry from the volleyball line. Got another.
Four teams remain in Region 8. Tonight, we decide who plays for a region championship on Thursday. It's the first of two semifinals, starting with the fourth-ranked Kenmare Honkers and the Parshall Braves. Live in the Four Bears Event Center. Happy to have you along with us. Chris Clayton and Noah Reed here with you for what should be a couple great semifinals today. Our first game, Kenmare and Parshall. Kenmare undefeated this season. Only 7 of their 22 games have been decided by single digits. They've really been blowing people out a lot this season. They did beat Parshall already once this season. What makes Kenmare so dominant?
Well, I think they've got the experience with 3 senior starters, and you can make the argument that the best 2 players, or at least the 2 leading scorers, are the sophomores. Brenna Strokeland's been phenomenal this season, and Kate Zimmer as well. The point guard has been really, really good, just a sophomore this season as well. So you're talking about a senior-heavy team, but also you're talking about some of your best players not even being seniors. So you got the leadership, you got the talent. Obviously, they're beating teams. They're undefeated this season, ranked 4th in the state. They're dominant because it's not 1 or 2 players that they rely on heavily. They go to everybody. The 5 starters, they've got some players off the bench who are really good as well.
They've come up short the last couple of years, making it to that, getting through Region 8, making it to the state tournament, so plenty of motivation this year for Kenmare. On the other side for Parshall, this is a super talented Braves team. Lost to Kenmare earlier this year. Why do you think it could be different this time?
Well, I think that they've got one of the best, if not the very best players in the region in Ivy Fox. That's why it can be different. If you've got the best player in the region or one of the top 3 to 5 players in the region, you can always be in the game, and that's the thing about them. She went for 25 and 13 rebounds yesterday, so she's a phenomenal player. She's the leader. She's the one that they want to get the ball and have her do a lot of things. So if they can run the offense and the defense through her, I think they give themselves a chance.
It should be interesting. We'll have a couple semifinals today with Trenton and Divide County also doing battle at about 7:30, but this will be a fun one. Kenmare and Parshall, spot on the Region 8 title on the line. We'll go into a break on the Farmers Union Insurance pregame show. Get you set for tip-off from Newtown.
You may not see us, but we're here, connecting your business to your customers, equipping your classrooms with tools for the future, streaming your Netflix without a glitch. The member organizations that make up the Broadband Association of North Dakota work tirelessly to provide unparalleled broadband services, from laying fiber across the state to an unwavering commitment to the communities and state we serve. BAND, keeping North Dakota connected.
Got a new thingamajig? We're here to help. Many factors impact the strength and speed of your wireless network, like number of devices, distance from the router, and the age of your router. Make sure your connection is up to par to get the most out of your internet service. Sign up for Managed Wi-Fi today and we'll provide the router complete with regular updates and professional support. What are you waiting for? Call or stop in today.
When a group of local residents came together to form a rural telephone cooperative in 1951, they made a commitment to keep their member owners informed and connected. That cooperative was RTC. And while the technology we use to communicate has changed over the years, that commitment remains true today. RTC is committed to providing the highest quality internet connectivity to our neighbors in West Central North Dakota. RTC, building our network so you can grow yours. As a cooperative, TC doesn't answer to outside shareholders. We are owned by the people we serve, the people we see every day in our schools, communities, and homes, the people we care about most. As we continue to serve our member owners, RTC is committed to providing the highest quality internet to keep our communities connected to friends, family, and the world. RTC, Connected Cooperative, Connected Community.
Picture this, building a custom security system that's easy to use from a company you know and trust at a price that makes sense. Sounds like the perfect picture of safety, right? With SRT, it is possible. You can build your custom package and choose the equipment you need, like video cameras with live feed, thermostats, and smoke detectors. Packages include free equipment, installation, maintenance, and 24/7 monitoring. Prices start at just $39.99. Build your own custom package today at SRT.com.
We are SRT, and this is how we connect. How will you connect? Visit SRT Online to find out.
This game on the Beck Sports Network is presented by the following: Farmers Union Insurance, Dakota Community Bank and Trust, Bell Bank, West Dakota Chevy Dealers, BASF, and these premier sponsors. Coverage of this Region 8 tournament game is presented by the following: Burke Divide Electric Cooperative, Montreal Williams Electric Cooperative, Forebears Casino and Lodge, United Tribes Technical College.
This is the Farmers Union Insurance pregame show. For all your insurance needs, contact your local Farmers Union insurance agent or go to www.fumic.com.
Back in Newtown, the Farmers Union Insurance pregame show. We're live at the Forebears Event Center, day 2 of the Region 8 tournament. It's the semifinals, Kenmare and Parshall. Kenmare fans fired up for this opportunity. Their team undefeated so far this year as the Honkers got a win over Newtown yesterday. Let's see how the bracket has shaken out so far in or around the region, brought to you by West Dakota Chevy Dealers. 61-22, a dominant win for Kenmare over Newtown. Parshall took down Tioga 56-32 in a game that was pretty close early on. That set up for this big-time matchup in the semis. In the bottom half of the bracket, Trenton took down Stanley 67-59. The Blue Jays made it interesting. A barrage of three-pointers kept them in it in a late comeback, but Trenton came away victorious. Divide County, dominant defensive performance again for the Maroons, 57-29 over Trinity Alexander, and that set up Trenton and Divide County in that bottom half of the bracket to set up the semifinals. It's been pretty dominant defensively so far in this region, and it seems like turnovers have been a common problem for a lot of teams.
Yeah, even the teams that have won yesterday and gotten to the semifinals, they turned it over quite a bit, but especially when you take a look at really everyone, I guess, the 4 teams that have moved on, the defenses have been phenomenal. Really, really good from all 4 of those teams that won yesterday, and a lot of teams being held in the 20s yesterday and in the 30s. So a good start defensively for both of these teams. I think that, or both of these teams today, and as well as both games. But I think that both teams today in this first game are probably going to want to be taking care of the ball a little bit better than they did yesterday. I think both had turnovers that plagued them, especially in the first half, before they were able to really pull away in the second half. But defenses, you can't really complain about them so far. They've been really good.
So the bracket's gone so far and around the region, brought to you by West Dakota Chevy Dealers. These teams played once this year, December 29th, and it was a Kenmare victory, 56-47 at Parshall. Mike Zimmer's team unbeaten this year. They've been so dominant. Not a lot of games decided by single digits. Let's take a look at our Eventide Senior Living Community keys to the game for both these squads. For Parshall and head coach Mel Forbear, this is a team with a whole lot of speed. And not that Kenmare doesn't have it, but the Braves have a chance with their versatility, you would think, to have some success in up-tempo situations.
Yeah, and they were able to pull away yesterday, and I think it was because of the ability to run up and down the floor. They forced turnovers, and then they got out in transition and scored a lot, and that's the way that they like to play. Jalen Hull might be the fastest player in the entire region, and when she gets the ball and starts push the tempo and push this team to try to get fast break opportunities, I think that's when Parshall is at its best. Ivy Fox is one of the best scorers in the entire region, so they've got some really key pieces to being able to push and get out and run on fast breaks, and I think they have to try to do that today against a really good defense, and Kenmare not allow the Honkers to get set defensively.
Yeah, Kenmare opponents only averaging 36 points per game, second in Region 8. And you know, something Mike Zimmer has talked about all year for Kenmare is he loves their balance and their versatility, but he said when we're knocking down not a ton of threes, but just knocking them down fairly consistently, we're a completely different team.
Well, when that happens, defenses really can't sag in and focus solely on Brenna Strokeland, who's the best scorer for this Kenmare team. When they're hitting from the perimeter, you force defenses to have to get out there and guard you and pressure you a little bit more. And when they do that, they're spaced out so much that it allows Brenna Strokeland to just be dominant down in the post. So they need to be able to knock down some threes, I think, early in this game and force the Parshall defense to have to adjust to them and guard them out on the perimeter, which allows things to open up in the interior.
And you mentioned Brenna Strokeland. She's been fantastic all year, just a sophomore, 19 points and 8 rebounds per game. Big time for Kenmare this season, and that leads us to our player matchup. But I'm really looking forward to this one. There's a high chance that both these players will be actually guarding each other, and it's the matchup between Ivy Fox and Brenna Strokeland. You see the numbers for both these players, absolutely phenomenal in the first round, but I think in the low posts, it'll be really fun to watch them go toe-to-toe.
Yeah, like you said, there's a really good chance that they're guarding each other, which makes it even that much more fun to be able to watch those two guard each other and try to slow each other down. And you can tell by the numbers there that nobody was able to slow either one of them down yesterday in the first game. 25 points, 13 rebounds for Ivy Fox. Brenna Strokeland went 23-7, and she didn't even really play a whole lot in the second half because they were up so big in that 39-point win over Newtown in the opening round. So you're looking at two of the best players in the entire region that will more than likely be guarding each other, and there's a good chance that whichever one of those two has a better game today, that team could probably win the game.
I think Strokeland's rebound numbers probably would have been higher if Kenmare had missed some more shots too. They were really efficient in their 61-22 victory over Newtown. That's our player matchup to watch in this one, but a lot of depth and talent in the backcourt for both these teams as well that we'll dive into more as this pregame show progresses, brought to you by Farmers Union Insurance. Let's head to a break. When we come back, we'll get you set with starters, and then we tip things off. It's the first of two Region 8 semifinals today on Beck from the Four Bears Event Center in Newtown.
Founded in 1950 as Dickey Rural Telephone, DRN has a lot to celebrate in our 70 years. Our services have changed, but one thing hasn't: our commitment to our members to furnish high-quality communications. DRN ReadyTech is 60 full-time employees, 4,600 miles of fiber, serving 7,600 access lines and 7,000 internet customers in 32 exchanges. We are proud to be the telecommunications cooperative in southeastern North Dakota for the past 70 years and into the future.
Beck Lightband Internet is the fastest internet service in North Dakota, outpacing speeds in the largest cities nationwide. Beck Communications planned and built Lightband Internet to bring you a superior, more valuable customer experience. We connect you to family, business, education, and entertainment without restrictions or speed limits. Beck Lightband Internet handles all your digital needs without throttling your connection to the world. Beck Communications, valuable digital connections in rural North Dakota.
You may not see us, but we're here, connecting your business to your customers, equipping your classrooms with tools for the future, streaming your Netflix without a glitch. The member organizations that make up the Broadband Association of North Dakota work tirelessly to provide unparalleled broadband services, from laying fiber across the state to an unwavering commitment to the communities and state we serve. BAND, keeping North Dakota connected.
Got a new thingamajig? We're here to help. Many factors impact the strength and speed of your wireless network, like number of devices, distance from the router, and the age of your router. Make sure your connection is up to par to get the most out of your internet service. Sign up for managed Wi-Fi today and we'll provide the router complete with regular updates and professional support. What are you waiting for? Call or stop in today.
When a group of local residents came together to form a rural telephone cooperative in 1951, they made a commitment to keep their member owners informed and connected. That cooperative was RTC. And while the technology we use to communicate has changed over the years, that commitment remains true today. RTC is committed to providing the highest quality internet connectivity to our neighbors in West Central North Dakota. RTC, building our network so you can grow yours. As a cooperative, RTC doesn't answer to outside shareholders. We are owned by the people we serve, the people we see every day in our schools, communities, and homes, the people we care about most. As we continue to serve our member owners, RTC is committed to providing the highest quality internet to keep our communities connected to friends, family, and the world. RTC, Connected Cooperative, Connected Community.
Picture this, building a custom security system that's easy to use from a company you know and trust at a price that makes sense. Sounds like the perfect picture of safety, right? With SRT, it is possible. You can build your custom package and choose the equipment you need, like video cameras with live feed, thermostats and smoke detectors. Packages include free equipment, installation, maintenance, and 24/7 monitoring. Prices start at just $39.99. Build your own custom package today at SRT.com.
We are SRT, and this is how we connect. How will you connect? Visit SRT Online to find out.
Is your business phone system outdated and expensive to maintain? Most large VoIP companies leave you on hold or struggling through online support and training for your employees. With Beck Connect, you always have fast, friendly, local support. Familiar faces with the know-how to keep you connected. Take advantage of the newest technology in voice calling, video conferencing, and virtual meeting rooms. Beck Connect gives you all the features you need with no upfront investment and no obsolete hardware or software ever again. Simplify your communications. Choose local. Choose Beck Connect.
You just might find the home of your dreams this weekend by watching the Alliance Real Estate Tour of Homes Sundays at 6 p.m. and Wednesdays at 7 on Beck. Featuring properties from Bismarck, Mandan, Minot, and surrounding areas. The Alliance Real Estate Tour of Homes presents desirable properties that are for sale, lets you meet your Alliance realtors, and provides critical insights into local happenings from community and business leaders. Join us this Sunday evening at 6 or Wednesday at 7 for the Alliance Real Estate Tour of Homes on Beck.
If you're a Beck Fiber customer or the dependent of a Beck Fiber customer, you might qualify for scholarships. Beck awards scholarships to seniors headed to college or to students attending University of Mary. Go to www.beck.co for eligibility guidelines and applications.
This is the Farmers Union Insurance pregame show. For all your insurance needs, contact your local Farmers Union insurance agent or go to www.fumic.com.
Back in Newtown, Parshall and Kenmare. What a day, or what a start to the day, I should say. The Honkers trying to stay undefeated as they host Parshall in this match. Well, technically host, they'll be the home team as the higher seed. The Braves ultra-talented, 17-4 on the season, trying to pull off the upset and give Kenmare their first loss of the year. A lot of talent on both these rosters. Let's take a look at our starting lineups for these two squads. Starting off with Parshall there on the left. We talked a lot about Ivy Fox and what she brings to the table. 6 feet tall, extremely versatile. Jalen Hall, though, and you talked a little bit about her, Noah. So fast and an electric point guard for Parshall.
Yeah, she was awesome. She had a stretch in the second quarter where Parshall really started to pull away, and it was because of what she was able to do, forcing turnovers, and then she got out and ran in transition, and she created 2 layups for herself, but she started setting up everyone else. They were on fast breaks, and that's when they just really opened the game up. It was about halfway through that second quarter, and I think Jalen Hall at the point guard position was a large reason for why they did that, and also Winter Oldrock had a phenomenal game yesterday. 12 points for for her was knocking down mid-range jumpers, was getting to the basket, had a couple and one tries. So we talk a lot, and rightfully so, about Ivy Fox, but there's a lot of other pieces to this Parshall team that has helped them be 17-4 this season. A really good team, and they're going up against an undefeated Kenmare team that's ranked 4th in the state, but I'm sure this Parshall team thinks they're every bit of capable of playing for the championship on Thursday night as Kenmare is.
Yeah, Kenmare so deep as we look at their starters as well. They had 5 players score at least 5 points in the win over Newtown. They got up 38-11 at the half and never looked back in the first round. The Hunkers with Sierra Scar, the senior, a really good outside shooter. We talked a lot about Brenna Strokeland down low, but Kate Zimmer in the postseason's been fantastic as well, and really all year. She had 22 points, a team high in the District 16 title. And Kate Zimmer last night with 16 points, a big-time point guard in her own right.
Yeah, she really is, and a great passer, but also a great scorer. And you don't always get that from the point guard position. A lot of times you get one or the other. They're either a really good scorer or they're really good at setting up teammates. Well, Kate Zimmer can do both. There's a lot of nights you're going to come out with her having, 17 points, 5 or 6 assists. I mean, that's just what she does on a nightly basis, is being able to not only affect the game with her scoring, but affect it in a variety of ways from the point guard spot. A great leader as just a sophomore for this Kenmare team.
Brenna Strokeland, the sophomore, down low as well, leading the team in points, rebounds, and blocks this year. Logan Redding and Megan Zimmer, a couple seniors, round out the starting lineup for Kenmare. Those are our starters here in this clash. Again, these teams played once back in 2020, before the new year, December 29th, and Kenmare took it 56-47. Happy to have you along with us here on Beck. Chris Clayton and Noah Reed with you. Thanks for joining us from our entire Beck Sports crew. Scott Lurch and Patrick Conte with us on hand. Brent Bork is our director back in our Beck studios, along with Zach Hassler. Kenmare fans are out in full force, similar to what we saw at the volleyball state championships. Kenmare fans are really intense and obviously always bring the excitement and the noise for the Honkers. This one will be interesting to watch, Noah, in this one. Kenmare is just so tough to beat with their depth. What do you think Parshall needs to do to come away with the upset here?
Well, I think the thing that Parshall can do more than anything is push the tempo. And not that Kenmare can't run, because Kenmare is a great offensive team, and they can also push the tempo a little bit and get up and down. But that is just where Parshall thrives, is it starts on the defensive end. They'll put some full court pressure on you. They can turn you over in the backcourt, and it can lead to points off of turnovers. If you can do that against Kenmare, I think you give yourself a chance. But if you get into a half-court game, I think Kenmare probably has the advantage there. So it's not something that I think Parshall wants to do, is play a half-court slower tempo. They're going to try to get up and push the tempo a little bit.
And Kenmare's proven this season the Honkers can win in a up-tempo, fast break game. They can win in a half-court game as well. Mike Zimmer's team 22-0 in the white jerseys here as the top seed, the champs of District 16 for 3 consecutive seasons now against Parshall in purple. We tip things off now, brought to you by Dagelman Industries. Visit Dagelman.com for more info and to find an authorized dealer near you. Dagelman Industries, engineered tough. Day 2 of the Region 8 tournament. Zimmer looking down low with it. She spins back to the middle. Megan Zimmer can't finish with the left hand. Here's an offensive rebound there by Redding, but she lost it.
It's a good defensive possession for Parshall to begin the game. They get the stop, force the turnover, and now you get a good look for Ivy Fox right away.
She is just so dominant, unstoppable in the first round with 25 points and 13 rebounds in the win over Tioga. And another Kenmare turnover, that's their second. Jalen Hall, 12 points, made a couple threes. Really good passer. She whips it across for Driver, who misses inside. Fired up the floor for Scar. Strokeland. Working on Fox. Travel called before the made shot by Brenna Strokeland.
Yeah, that's tough for Kenmare. Would have been the first field goal of the game for them. You get your best player in Strokeland driving to the basket. Took a little bit of contact, still made it with the left hand. Tough shot, but she gets called for steps instead, and it's another Kenmare turnover here early.
Hall, the runner. Scrap for the rebound. Bodies all over the floor in the paint, and a tie-up. Will keep it with the Braves. Parshall last year lost to Trenton in this very round in the Region 8 semifinals. This time around, the Braves trying to make it to the championship. A couple of years ago, they lost to Trenton again. That was in the Region 8 title. So Parshall's been on the cusp, looking to get over the hump this year as Isabella Driver misses the three. Wide open. Kate Zimmer. Nothing but net from the sophomore.
You have to find her in transition if you're Parshall's defense. That's the last person you want to leave alone behind the three-point line. Way too wide open, automatic when she's got that much space.
And an offensive foul on Parshall. Kenmare made 4 threes in the first round. It's something Mike Zimmer's been preaching all year. Got to make some threes to stretch the defense out.
What that does is just allows Brenna Strokeland to be able to go one-on-one sometimes and operate with less of a clogged lane down low. She averages 19 points per game. When you're hitting threes, you make the defense have to extend to the perimeter, and it's tough to guard Strokeland when that happens.
Strokeland with some room. Late help, but Strokeland able to score.
Or you could just say it's hard to guard Strokeland no matter what. That time she's on the perimeter, drives right around the defender, banks it in.
Fox made a 3 in the first round. And the rebound for Zimmer. 3-on-1 and a layup for Kenmare.
Number 14, Miller.
That was Mache Miller, the 8th grader, able to lay it up and in.
We know her for her three-point shooting, above 40% behind the three-point line this season, but that time she gets out in transition, beats everyone down the floor, 7 straight here for Kenmare.
Hall on the attack, working against this Kenmare zone. Fox going to produce some offense for Parshall. Tough runner, can't hit, and a rebound for Scar. Quickly turned over, the Honkers now with 3 of them.
Substitution. I give her new name last name. I'll say her name properly tonight. A sophomore, we're number 10, Madison Maline.
Madison Maline checks in for Sierra Scar. Fox. A lot of white jerseys around her. Another forced miss by some strong Honkers defense.
That's okay, though, if you're Parshall. You'll take that. You get your best player driving to the basket, a good look from the inside. She missed it, but that's what you want. You want her driving to the basket, getting looks on the inside.
And a defensive rebound by Fox on the Strokeland miss. She's fouled. Almost halfway through this first quarter. Kenmare still with the last 7 points.
Their defense has picked it up quite a bit, too. Parshall scored in its opening offensive possession of the game, and then since then, they've been held quiet.
Old Rock. Old Rock with a strong 12 points in the first round. She'll go to Fox. And it's turned over. More trouble for Parshall. Kenmare's been doing this all season to opponents, only 36 a game. That's all Kenmare allows. Great start for the Honkers, undefeated, 4th in the state. They're up 7-2.
Beck Communications is honored to be recently recognized with 3 Broadband Now Awards. Beck Communications Cooperative was awarded in the categories of Top Internet Speeds Nationwide, Top 3 Fastest Internet Providers in North Dakota, and North Dakota's #1 fastest fiber provider. It's only through the support of our members and customers that Beck Fiber delivers award-winning speeds and service. Thank you, Beck Communications Cooperative members and customers, for your years of continued support.
Evangel is one big church family that meets every week in multiple locations to worship Jesus, reconnect over coffee, and enjoy life together. We believe that a relationship with Jesus is best lived out in community. You can view service times at goevangel.org or watch live on Beck Sports. Evangel, connecting real people to a real God.
Kenmare, 7 unanswered points here so far. A lot of it is thanks to their defense. The Honkers locking Parshall down so far.
Yeah, they're getting stops on the defensive end, and it's led to a couple buckets in transition. We saw Miller leaking out for the layup. The three-pointer for Zimmer was hit in transition. So 5 of the 7 points so far for Kenmare have been without Parshall's defense getting set. It's the Kenmare defense leading to some Kenmare offense early in this first quarter.
13 opponents this year held below 40 points against Kenmare. Been so consistent this season defensively. Open three, in and out. And a rebound by Fox. That was a good look for Moline, just couldn't hit it. 2 boards for Ivy Fox after she ripped down 13 of them in the first round yesterday. Fox lets it fly. Missed a couple threes now. Got to think you'll live with that if you're Kenmare. Capable outside shooter, but Fox can be unstoppable in the paint. Here's Miller, mid-range, and she's got it. Such a smooth, confident shooter for an 8th grader.
Yeah, we talk a lot about the three-point shooting, but she showed us yesterday in the opening round, it's not just the shooting. She can get to the basket, she can get to the mid-range and pull up. Like you said, it's just such a pure shot. It goes up, and every time she shoots, you think it's going in.
4 points for her already. She had 5 in the first round. Old Rock. What a postseason she's having. 12 points yesterday, a lot of them inside. That time she hits a 3.
Yeah, she can step out and shoot it as well. If the defense isn't going to get out and contest it, she'll knock it down. That's one thing Parshall can do, is hit some shots on the outside to stretch the defense out. It allows Fox to operate more on the inside.
Offensive rebound for Strokeland. Powers it up and in.
It's a great job by Strokeland. She didn't rush it up. She was patient with the basketball, was strong with it, kept it high off the offensive rebound, laid it in.
Fox again up top. Megan Zimmer's guarding her. Rainbow Perkins back to Fox. A lot of traffic and a foul. It is a shooting foul. So Ivy Fox struggling a little bit from the field, getting herself to the free throw line. Struggling for her standards, mind you. 25 points yesterday. 2 points so far in this game.
Substitutions. Number 2, Scar. Number 22, Redding.
Logan Redding and Sierra Scar check in for Kenmare. Kiana Evenson into the game for Parshall. And Fox missed them both.
Freshman number 3.
Kenmare held Parshall to 47 points their first matchup back in December. Some lockdown D here in the region semifinals. Parshall stuck at 5. Scar. Strokeland able to track it down. Turns it over though. Fox looking to go in transition.
It's a great job by the defense to get back and recover in transition by Kenmare.
Yeah, something we have not seen is transition opportunities for Parshall. Hall misses the triple.
And Newtown didn't really have any yesterday against Kenmare defensively either. So do a great job off of misses, or when they turn the basketball over, they hustle back, they recover well, and they don't allow teams to get too many fast break opportunities.
Beautiful shot. Kate Zimmer, her second 3. And a 14-5 lead now for Kenmare. Fox couldn't hit. More harassing defense all over her in the paint. Honkers now want to run. Zimmer and Jalen Hall, a great matchup, but they let her go, and Kate Zimmer is feeling it. 8 points in the first quarter.
That was just too easy for Kate Zimmer. She blew right by Hall, the first defender, and nobody was there on the help side. An easy layup for Zimmer. 8 early points for her in this first quarter.
Evenson, fall away shot. Another great defensive possession for Kenmare.
I don't know if they could play any better in this first 8 minutes than what we've seen the Honkers play.
Zimmer, can she hit one more? Oh, 3 threes in the first quarter. She has 11, and the Honkers are up 19-5 in the Region 8 semifinals.
Zimmer. Substitution for Parshall. First time coaching department, number 34.
Beck Communications is honored to be recently recognized with 3 Broadband Now Awards. Beck Communications Cooperative was awarded in the categories of Top Internet Speeds Nationwide, Top 3 Fastest Internet Providers in North Dakota, and North Dakota's #1 fastest fiber provider. It's only through the support of our members and customers that Beck Fiber delivers award-winning speeds and service. Thank you, Beck Communications Cooperative members and customers, for your years of continued support.
Evangel is one big church family that meets every week in multiple locations to worship Jesus, reconnect over coffee, and enjoy life together. We believe that a relationship with Jesus is best lived out in community. You can view service times at goevangel.org or watch live on Beck Sports. Evangel, connecting real people to a real God.
What a start for Kenmare, 22-0, number 4 in the state, and a 19-5 advantage over Parshall. They didn't really make a lot of mistakes in that first quarter at all.
Didn't make any, I would say. I mean, just a flawless first quarter. Defensively, they allowed a basket on the first possession of the game for Parshall. And then after that, the final 7.5 minutes of the first quarter, they allowed 3 more points, and that was it. Kate Zimmer was hitting from everywhere. 11 points, 3 made threes in that first quarter. She was unstoppable. They weren't guarding her, was hitting shot after shot, including this one right here in the final seconds of the first quarter to give them a 14-point lead.
Zimmer 16 in the first round, and now already at 11. Another 3. It's good. Sierra Scar and the Honkers are feeling it.
Well, the defense was better on Zimmer that time. You could tell that they were focusing more on her. They had somebody close to her at all times, but they left Scar wide open, and that's something you can't do either. We talked about it to start this game, Chris. The big key for Kenmare was to hit threes. Well, they've done that so far in the first quarter plus.
Strokeland with 4 points so far. Here's their best outside shooter on the team percentage-wise. A miss. Strokeland's got the board, though. Finally a miss by Kate Zimmer.
Not used to seeing that after hitting her first 3 threes of the day.
I almost gave it to her. Thought it was in for sure.
Pulled the Steph Curry where you look away before it goes in.
Hall is fouled. Now, what can Parshall do to settle back in? You got to think that there's some nerves now. You feel like the game is slipping away. A big-time deficit pretty early in this game.
Well, Parshall, to start, they're not playing great for their standards, but also sometimes there's not a whole lot that you can do. And when Kenmare's shooting this well, at some point you're just hoping that it comes down a little bit. After 4 made threes already in this game, you're thinking at some point they're going to start missing shots. And they're down 17. It's not a great start right now for the Braves, but they're getting good looks offensively. I wouldn't have anything to complain about offensively. Right now, it's all about making sure you're matched up defensively and finding especially Zimmer behind the three-point line, but really knowing where everyone is at, and you can't have any lapses on the defensive end of the floor.
And Parshall had missed their first 3 free throw attempts. Before that, Jalen Hall make. Still down 16, but early in the second quarter. You know, it's amazing. This Parshall offense has been terrific this season. 62 points per game. That's the best in Region 8 and 6th in the state. Right now stuck at 6 points.
Tells you a lot about the defense of Kenmare, only allowing 36 a game. Tough to score against.
A lot of transition opportunities shut down today by Kenmare. Tough layup inside. Beautiful feed, and Megan Zimmer able to finish.
This is what makes Kenmare really scary, is that Brenna Strokeland, leading scorer, has 4 points, and that's it right now. It's been a lot of Zimmer. It's been a lot of the guards hitting shots on the outside that's opened up a big lead.
Deanna Evenson hits the mid-range shot off the Winter Old Rock pass. That one's off of Evenson and out of bounds.
Number 1.
Rodine and Redding into the game for the Honkers. Hawkinson in there for Parshall.
Kenmare. Ready, and first time look at junior number 15, Brooklyn Modine.
Zimmer. You can see the confidence she has right now, taking that shot, but missed it again. Probably don't have any qualms with her shooting, though, if you're Kenmare. Hall can't finish.
Not at all. If she's going to hit her first 3 threes, she's a great three-point shooter. You got no issues with Zimmer shooting.
Fox with a rejection from behind. Lachey Miller had it swatted. Hall racing down the other way. This is where Jalen Hall shines, and she draws the foul.
If you're Parshall, you have to come away with small victories little by little, down by 16 already in this first half. And that right now I think is 2 straight possessions with stops. You get a block shot, you get a missed three-pointer, not great shots on either side, and then you get Hall, your point guard, going the other way, drawing a foul in transition. This right here feels like the sequence over the last 30 seconds or so that you can build off of if you're the Braves.
Hall with 2 made free throws in a row. Make it a trio. Back down to a 14-point game and a timeout on the floor. It's 24-10. Parshall looking to make a comeback.
Beck Communications is honored to be recently recognized with 3 Broadband Now Awards. Beck Communications Cooperative was awarded in the categories of Top Internet Speeds Nationwide, Top 3 Fastest Internet Providers in North Dakota, and North Dakota's #1 fastest fiber provider. It's only through the support of our members and customers that Beck Fiber delivers award-winning speeds and service. Thank you, Beck Communications Cooperative members and customers, for your years of continued support.
Evangel is one big church family that meets every week in multiple locations to worship Jesus, reconnect over coffee, and enjoy life together. We believe that a relationship with Jesus is best lived out in community. You can view service times at goevangel.org or watch live on Beck Sports. Evangel, connecting real people to a real God.
Back in Newtown, our broadcast today on Beck, brought to you by Four Bears Lodge and Event Center, Burke Divide Electric Cooperative, Mountrail Williams Electric Cooperative, United Tribes Technical College, and RTC. Happy to have you along with us here on Beck. Chris Clayton and Noah Reed with you. Parshall trying to chip away. They found themselves down as many as 16. Right now it's at 14, but a lot of time left in this game. Saw Stanley make a comeback yesterday in the first round, and their loss to Trenton cut it down to 2 possessions late in the fourth quarter after trailing by as many as around 20 in that game. 4 made threes already for Kenmare. That's how many they made in the first round in their win over Newtown. 6 on the shot clock. Kenmare will keep possession.
For Kenmare, number 2, Sierra Scott.
Strokeland running out of time. Got to fire it up with 2 on the shot clock. Almost knocked it down. That would have been unbelievable. Shot it lefty as well. Hall wide open. Fox rebounds. Powers it up. Another miss. Ivy Fox stuck at 2 points right now.
Defense has been really good on her. She's getting some good looks inside, and if you're Parshall, you're living with those misses because she's your best player, and you got to feel that eventually she'll start catching onto a rhythm and hitting some shots, but credit Kenmare's defense.
Hawkinson wide open, misses. Strokeland pulls down the rebound. Racing down the other way herself. Up and in, Brenna Strokeland. The rebound and the transition bucket.
And what she did that impressed me the most of that is she came to a jump stop, did not keep running through the defender because the defense was back for Parshall set. It would have been a charge, but instead she stops before the defense, goes up strong off the jump stop.
What a move by Fox, but couldn't convert the jumper. Sent the defender to the deck. Jalen Hall misses as well. Not Parshall's day right now offensively.
Number 23, Megan Zimmer.
Check that out. So she sent 1 defender down, got 2 of them. Got to make the jumper, though.
Now, you can tell she's frustrated a little bit right now, just not hitting shots. Hit one early in the first possession of the game, but since then she's been kept really quiet so far. Team's down 16, and you know if you're Parshall, in order to make a comeback right now against a really good team like Kenmare, you need Ivy Fox to start hitting some shots.
Strokeland. Scar, 1-3 already. She'll be there for the moment. Megan Zimmer cleans it up, though.
Megan Zimmer.
Great job by Kenmare attacking the offensive glass. Zimmer wasn't the only one down there. There was a couple white jerseys ready for the offensive rebound. Zimmer corrals it, puts it back right away. This is a great start on the offensive end for Kenmare.
Fixico, I should say, and the foul. Emily Fixico, the freshman, a couple points in a block shot yesterday. Nice spark there on the pick and roll.
Just a great job to roll right to the basket. And a good find on the pass. Took some contact, knocked it down. Chance for a three-point play.
15 ball.
Parshall now 3 of 7 at the free throw line as a team. Strokeland got the jump shot to go. Kenmare is so tough to beat when they're draining jumpers like this.
And especially when Strokeland is, because you know that you have to guard her tight down low in the paint, but when she's stepping out, hitting mid-range jumpers, even close to the three-point line there, she's almost impossible to guard.
And a travel against Parshall.
Substitution, number 10.
The last time Parshall beat Kenmare was a couple of years ago in this very round in the Region 8 semifinals. 32-30. But now they have a big hole to climb out of, down by 18 here in the second quarter. Turned over by Strokeland. Hall trying to race it down the other way. Attacks and missed the layup. Zimmer up ahead. Strokeland. Another jump stop into a bucket.
Turnovers leading to easy shots on the other end. They get out in transition. They get Strokeland out in front of the pack, and she makes the layup.
Kenmare with their largest lead now at 20 points, and a chance to build on it as they get another turnover. It's a foul in the backcourt.
Falls on number 5, Zimmer, third personal. 16.
Parshall trying to ramp up the pressure. Jalen Hall was shoved down, so that was a foul against Kenmare. Parshall does force the turnover. 6 fouls against Kenmare, only 1 so far on the Braves. Fox still with 2 points after 25 points in the first round. Hall misses. Offensive rebound by Driver. Down to Old Rock. Draws the contact, and we get to the free throw line.
Ball on number 2. Scar, second personal, 17 ball.
Old Rock hit a 3 earlier. She's only a junior. Really good scorer for this Parshall team down low. Only 2 seniors on this Braves roster. 1 of 2 at the free throw line. Back down to 19 with under 2 left in the second quarter. Zimmer. Strokeland wants it down low. Corner 3. Scar has got it. Kenmare has been unbelievable in this game. 35 points here in the first half.
And they've hit 5 3-pointers. Zimmer's got 3, Scar's got 2. They are just hitting from the perimeter right now, and that's what we talked about earlier, is what takes them to the next level. Being a great team is when they're hitting jumpers, and they are today.
And now they are just letting it fly. Scar just missed. Strokeland with a rebound. Beautiful ball movement. Good defense, though, by Parshall. Strokeland. like a machine, just feeding the ball all over the court into easy buckets.
Well, it's what you said to start there, the ball movement. It got Parshall a little bit out of rotation. It allowed Strokeland to get a catch in the post and one quick move to the basket, and she was able to float it in.
It was Kate Zimmer with 11 points in the first quarter. Strokeland with 8 points here in the second quarter. And 12 for the game, now a team best. 25-point lead. Fox.
I just did not expect this, Chris. And obviously with a team that's undefeated and ranked 4th in the state, it's not that they can't blow teams out, but I think Parshall's a really good team. And Kenmare is just taking it to them here in the first half today.
Really is incredible. And Parshall's still a relatively young team with only a couple seniors, as we mentioned earlier. So maybe that's a factor, some of that youth. But my goodness, the Honkers with a dominant performance here in the semis, surprising a lot of people. 1 second, Driver fires it up, short, and the first half comes to an end. Wow. Undefeated, number 4 in the state, dominant. 37-12 score at the half over Parshall.
Founded in 1950 as Dickey Rural Telephone, DRN has a lot to celebrate in our 70 years. Our services have changed, but one thing hasn't: our commitment to our members to furnish high-quality communications. DRN ReadyTech is 60 full-time employees, 4,600 miles of fiber, serving 7,600 access lines and 7,000 internet customers in 32 exchanges. We are proud to be the telecommunications cooperative in southeastern North Dakota for the past 70 years and into the future.
Beck Lightband Internet is the fastest internet service in North Dakota, outpacing speeds in the largest cities nationwide. Beck Communications planned and built Lightband Internet to bring you a superior, more valuable customer experience. We connect you to family, business, education, and entertainment without restrictions or speed limits. Beck Lightband Internet handles all your digital needs without throttling your connection to the world. Beck Communications, valuable digital connections in rural North Dakota.
You may not see us, but we're here, connecting your business to your customers, equipping your classrooms with tools for the future, streaming your Netflix without a glitch. The member organizations that make up the Broadband Association of North Dakota work tirelessly to provide unparalleled broadband services, from laying fiber across the state to an unwavering commitment to the communities and state we serve. BAND, keeping North Dakota connected.
Got a new thingamajig? We're here to help. Many factors impact the strength and speed of your wireless network, like number of devices, distance from the router, and the age of your router. Make sure your connection is up to par to get the most out of your internet service. Sign up for Managed Wi-Fi today and we'll provide the router, complete with regular updates and professional support. What are you waiting for? Call or stop in today.
When a group of local residents came together to form a rural telephone cooperative in 1951, they made a commitment to keep their member owners informed and connected. That cooperative was RTC. And while the technology we use to communicate has changed over the years, that commitment remains true today. RTC is committed to providing the highest quality internet connectivity to our neighbors in West Central North Dakota. RTC, building our network so you can grow yours. As a cooperative, RTC doesn't answer to outside shareholders. We are owned by the people we serve, the people we see every day in our schools, communities, and homes, the people we care about most. As we continue to serve our member owners, RTC is committed to providing the highest quality internet to keep our communities connected to friends, family, and the world. RTC, Connected Cooperative, Connected Community.
Picture this, building a custom security system that's easy to use from a company you know and trust at a price that makes sense. Sounds like the perfect picture of safety, right? With SRT, it is possible. You can build your custom package and choose the equipment you need, like video cameras with live feed, thermostats, and smoke detectors. Packages include free equipment, installation, maintenance, and 24/7 monitoring. Prices start at just $39.99. Build your own custom package today at SRT.com.
We are SRT, and this is how we connect. How will you connect? Visit SRT Online to find out.
Is your business phone system outdated and expensive to maintain? Most large VoIP companies leave you on hold or struggling through online support and training for your employees. With Beck Connect, you always have fast, friendly, local support. Familiar faces with the know-how to keep you connected. Take advantage of the newest technology in voice calling, video conferencing, and virtual meeting rooms. Beck Connect gives you all the features you need with no upfront investment and no obsolete hardware or software ever again. Simplify your communications. Choose local. Choose Beck Connect.
You just might find the home of your dreams this weekend by watching the Alliance Real Estate Tour of Homes Sundays at 6 p.m. and Wednesdays at 7 on Beck. Featuring properties from Bismarck, Mandan, Minot, and surrounding areas. The Alliance Real Estate Tour of Homes presents desirable properties that are for sale, lets you meet your Alliance realtors, and provides critical insights into local happenings from community and business leaders. Join us this Sunday evening at 6 or Wednesday at 7 for the Alliance Real Estate Tour of Homes on Beck.
This game on the Beck Sports Network is presented by the following: Farmers Union Insurance, Dakota Community Bank and Trust, Val Bank, West Dakota Chevy Dealers, BASF, and these premier sponsors. Coverage of this Region 8 tournament game is presented by the following: Burke Divide Electric Cooperative, Montreal Williams Electric Cooperative, Four Bears Casino and Lodge, United Tribes Technical College.
This is the Farmers Union Insurance Halftime Report. For all your insurance needs, contact your local Farmers Union insurance agent or go to www.fumic.com.
37-13 our score at the half. I don't think anyone is necessarily shocked Kenmare is winning, but maybe which the fashion they're doing it. The fourth-ranked Honkers right now pretty much blowing out Parshall with his 24-point advantage.
Yeah, Ivy Fox got a bucket in the first possession of the game for Parshall, but since then it's been a lot of Kenmare. They got some shots on the inside which really opened it up on the outside. They got some fast break layups, and then the outside shooting took over from there. A really nice looking jumper there on the step in, and Parshall did what they could at times in that first half to try to keep pace, but Zimmer was knocking down everything. Kate Zimmer with 3 threes in the first quarter, all 11 points for her in that first quarter. Sierra Scar knocked down a couple as well. 5 made threes in that first half for Kenmare. They got shots going on the inside as well. And to your point, you're right. It is a little bit of a surprise that Kenmare's up this big, and they beat teams, and they beat teams pretty handily all season long, but it's not like they played Parshall every single game. Parshall's a really good team led by Jalen Hall and Ivy Fox. They just haven't been able to score right now on the offensive end, and it's led to Kenmare opening up this game right now through one half up 24 points.
Jalen Hall has 3 points, Ivy Fox with 2 from that opening possession layup that she made. But for Kenmare, it's been phenomenal. 12 points from Brenna Strokeland and 11 by Kate Zimmer. These teams played in late December. It was a close game, 56-47 win for Kenmare. This time around, Kenmare with a big-time lead by 24 points at the half. Let's go to one more break in the Farmers Union Insurance Halftime Report. When we come back, we'll get you set for the second half tip-off. It's the first of 2 region semifinals today. Later on, we will also have Trenton at Divide County here from Newtown.
Bismarck Central, 4800.
4800, go ahead.
Requesting social services on-call team.
Stand by. 4800 social services requesting additional information.
You can advise social services that we have an 18-month-old female who was in a residence with a mother, now being transported to medical care for overdose.
My name is Rich Shook,
and I lost my best friend in a grain bin accident. Some of the emotional scars that when these incidences happen just resonates throughout the community like dropping a rock in a pond. I guess I'll never forget. At least the last moments we shared. That's why I think this is so important to get out there to people, is people think that it can't happen to you. And it can. The time it would take you to just kiss a loved one and your life is over. I believe it's unacceptable.
This message provided by North Dakota Farmers Union.
$37-13 our score at the half. Thanks for joining us here on Beck from Newtown. Our broadcast brought to you by Farmers Union Insurance, Dakota Community Bank, West Dakota Chevy Dealers, Bell Bank, BASF, and RTC. Also by the Four Bears Lodge and Event Center, Burke Divide Electric Cooperative, Mountrail Williams Electric Cooperative, and United Tribes Technical College. Thanks for joining us here for 2 Region 8 semifinals today on Beck. We'll have second half of this game, but also our second Region 8 semifinal of the day. Trenton and Divide County coming your way right at about 7:30. Chris Clayton and Noah Reed here with you. Kenmare red hot in the first half with 5 made threes, locking down Fox and Hall to those 5 combined points. Start off this third quarter brought to you by Dagelman Industries. Jalen Hall, 3 points in the first half, all from the free throw line. She passes over to Fox, who had 2 in the first half, after 25 and 13 in the first round of this Region 8 tournament.
Yeah, those are the 2 best scorers for Parshall. Need to get them going here in the second half in order to try to cut down on this 24-point deficit.
And you got to think for Parshall and Mel Fourbear's squad, part of the process of coming back is probably to try and segment this breakdown. Just have few minute stretches where you chip away.
Yeah, you're not getting it all back in one shot or 1 minute being down by 24, but in the first 2 or 3 minutes, can you win that by 4 points? Can you win the next 2 or 3 minutes by 4 points? Maybe by the end of the quarter, you've got this down to 10 or 12 or 15, and you're trying to cut away at it slowly. It can't all be done at once, and Parshall knows that.
Old Rock. Hall again, she's wide open, and she drives this time. Back to Fox. Incredible defense on Ivy Fox.
They're just making it tough, and when you play Parshall, you probably know that Ivy Fox is going to get her points. On a nightly basis, she's probably going to score 15 or 20 or more on a nightly basis. Can you make it difficult for her to get there? And obviously Kenmare has tonight.
Offensive foul called against Parshall. I think it's on Fox down low. And it is. First foul on Ivy Fox. The effort certainly there for the Braves. They're playing hard, struggling on offense today. It's Michelle Miller behind the back. Good look for Zimmer. She had those 3 made threes in the first quarter. Missed that time, and a tie-up on the rebound. Kenmare will keep possession. Scar hit a couple threes in the first half as well. She throws it away. Here's Jalen Hall, one of the fastest players in the region. Can't finish. Great defense by Sierra Scar.
It's just a really good job by Kenmare to hustle back off the turnover, get the stop in transition.
And a timeout taken by Mike Zimmer. Still scoreless, both teams in this third quarter. Kenmare up 24.
Beck Communications is honored to be recently recognized with 3 Broadband Now Awards. Beck Communications Cooperative was awarded in the categories of Top Internet Speeds Nationwide, Top 3 Fastest Internet Providers in North Dakota, and North Dakota's #1 fastest fiber provider. It's only through the support of our members and customers that Beck Fiber delivers award-winning speeds and service. Thank you, Beck Communications Cooperative members and customers, for your years of continued support.
Evangel is one big church family that meets every week in multiple locations to worship Jesus, reconnect over coffee, and enjoy life together. We believe that a relationship with Jesus is best lived out in community. You can view service times at goevangel.org or watch live on Beck Sports. Evangel, connecting real people to a real God.
Back in Newtown, 37-13 Kenmare. What a stretch of dominance for the Honkers. They've won 34 of their last 35 games. Their only loss in that span, the Region 8 championship on this floor last year to Trenton, 45-29. This looks like a super motivated Kenmare team. 3 straight district titles, wanting to get that Region 8 crown this year.
Yeah, the district title's not enough for them this year, and it shouldn't be. Yeah, 22-0, number 4 in the state right now. For them, it should be region title or bust. And I'm not saying if they don't, then it's a bad season, because that's obviously not the case at all. But that should be the mindset for Kenmare, that the only acceptable thing for them right now is to win a region championship and get to state this year.
They're in a good position to do so. Only 7 games this year that it's even been a single-digit deficit. And this looks like it's on its way to another big-time Kenmare win as Mache Miller hits the 3. 6 made threes now for Kenmare.
Driver.
Isabella Driver able to score for Parshall. Her first bucket of this game. Zimmer. Good ball movement. Kate Zimmer now in the corner. Pulls up. Can't hit. Well, Kate Zimmer, after 11 points, couldn't miss in the first quarter. Hasn't scored since. Team obviously still in a good spot, though. Here's a jump shot by Rainbow Perkins, and those are shots Parshall was knocking down with ease in the first round in their victory over Tioga.
Yeah, they were. And they're still open looks. They're still good shots, and they're trying to push the tempo and get some looks in transition before Kenmare can get that half-court defense set. They're just not falling right now.
Strokeland working on Fox. Strokeland turns, fires, draws the foul.
Foul on number 40.
A lot of patience on that possession from Kenmare, working the shot clock down, getting a couple opportunities at the stripe.
Yeah, ran the shot clock all the way down to 6 seconds there, and you get your best scorer in Strokeland catching in the high post against that zone and a 15-footer that she was hit on, so gets to go to the free throw line.
Substitution.
It's the first free throw opportunities of the game for Kenmare. A lot of their work done from the three-point line. Strokeland missed them both. There's that signature one-hand pass. Oh, couldn't finish. What a feed by Hall.
That's where she's so good, is running and pushing the tempo and trying to get up the floor before the defense and setting up teammates.
Mike Zimmer wants a timeout. His player was trapped on the sideline. Honkers up 25 in Newtown.
30-second timeout.
When a group of local residents came together to form a rural telephone cooperative in 1951, they made a commitment to keep their member owners informed and connected. That cooperative was RTC. And while the technology we use to communicate has changed over the years, that commitment remains true today. RTC is committed to providing the highest quality internet connectivity to our neighbors in West Central North Dakota. RTC, building our network so you can grow yours.
Mel Forbear and his team struggling here in the Region 8 semis. Good news for the Braves, they're still pretty young. Mike Zimmer's squad very experienced, and it is showing their 25-point advantage right now. Granted, their two best players, Kate Zimmer and Brenna Strokeland, are both sophomores. Got to give them a lot of credit. Strokeland, she is borderline unstoppable. 14 points for her.
Yeah, her and Zimmer, back to your point, two best players are sophomores. How scary is that for the rest of this region moving forward? And I think there's a lot to say about losing your other three starters, though, that are all seniors after this year. But when you return Kate Zimmer and Brenna Strokeland, your team's going to be towards the top of the region once again.
Jalen Hogg drew the foul there on her drive.
First team foul.
Michelle Miller, also an 8th grader for Kenmare. You can see the potential she has moving forward. Hall, one of 2 seniors for Parshall. Tough to lose her, what she's done in her whole career as point guard for the Braves. Goes 2 for 2 at the stripe. All of her points today have come from the free throw line. She's 5 for 6 from there. Got a team high with those 5 points. There's a turnover. This is where Parshall thrives in transition. Ivy Fox still stuck at those 2 points. And a tie up inside. It'll stay with the Braves.
It's got to be frustrating for Parshall. Just Ivy Fox, she's not doing anything wrong. She's not playing bad. She's just not getting shots to fall right now, and that just doesn't happen. I mean, she scores a lot. She's usually very efficient. And outside of that very first possession of the game, haven't seen her score since.
You can just see every time she drives, there's a wall of white jerseys waiting for her.
Yeah, the Honkers defenders know where she's at all times. You're seeing 2 or 3 defenders every time she shoots the ball around her.
Hall looking to push. Spins. Old Rock. Missed the long 2. And the rebound for Rodine. One thing Mike Zimmer talked about for Kenmare is he's proud of with this team. He said one of our best strengths is everybody knows their roles. And you can see that play out on the court. Everybody's very comfortable playing within the game. You rarely see Kenmare have a possession in which you say, wow, that was an odd decision. They're just, everybody's on the same page.
Yeah, good decision makers. They work the ball around. They get good looks. Defensively, they know what they're doing. They know their assignments. Tough to score against them. Both ends of the floor, they've been really, really good today, and that's why they're up 26.
Last time they made the state tournament, 2011. They hold on to this big-time lead. They'll be in the Region 8 championship game on Thursday to play either Trenton or Divide County. Strokeland a big reason why with their 16 points. Driver does just that. Scoops, almost finish a wild shot through the foul.
Third personal.
One of 2 seniors, Isabella Driver. That would have been one of the highlights of the game. Drew the foul there on Scar.
Second team foul.
Parshall's done a pretty nice job at the free throw line. After a little bit of a rough start. They've hit 3 in a row now. Stuck at 50%, though, 6 of 12 for the game. The back cut. Here's Kate Zimmer. Scoreless since the first quarter. She'll stay there for right now. Blocked by Ivy Fox. Hall pushing. Launches over to Fox. Still can't find the bottom. Capable outside shooter. She's taken 3 of those threes now. Just a bit off on those shots. Strokeland deep positioning and draws the foul. It's the 3rd trip to the free throw line for Brenna Strokeland.
Like you said, it was all about the positioning there. Deep post positioning where all she had to do is catch and go up with it. Didn't have to work or anything. Defense didn't make it tough on her. Caught it right around the basket, went up, drew the foul.
Number 22, Logan Ray.
Strokeland 23 points in the first round yesterday. She's at 17 right now. And you talked about earlier in the pregame, Noah. She had 23 points and 7 rebounds against Newtown and didn't really play a whole lot the last quarter and a half.
Yeah, it felt like it was a pretty quiet day for her standards anyways, but 23 and 7, that kind of just tells you about the player that Strokeland has developed into already as just a sophomore, where she can go 23 and 7 in a tournament game, and you kind of think, you know, it's a quiet day for her.
Driver cans the triple. Isabella Driver now tied for a team high 5 points. She had 6 in the first round as well. Second made 3 for Parshall. Here's Zimmer. Poked away. Hall's got it. Lost it. Throws it off her own foot. Wild scramble in the backcourt. Kenmare gets a timeout.
Kenmare.
Wild sequence, and the Honkers maintaining this big-time lead.
Beck Communications is honored to be recently recognized with 3 Broadband Now Awards. Beck Communications Cooperative was awarded in the categories of Top Internet Speeds Nationwide, Top 3 Fastest Internet Providers in North Dakota, and North Dakota's #1 Fastest Fiber Provider. It's only through the support of our members and customers that Beck Fiber delivers award-winning speeds and service. Thank you, Beck Communications Cooperative members and customers, for your years of continued support.
Evangel is one big church family that meets every week in multiple locations to worship Jesus, reconnect over coffee, and enjoy life together. We believe that a relationship with Jesus is best lived out in community. You can view service times at goevangel.org or watch live on Beck Sports. Evangel, connecting real people to a real God.
Divide County will be taking on Trenton coming up next in our second semifinal of the day. And our first semifinal from Newtown. Kenmare with a 46-21 lead. Parshall back in the semifinals this season. Been here the last couple years. Knocked out in this round last season by Trenton. Undefeated Honkers. 3 straight District 16 titles. Holding on to a 25-point lead right now. Driver, the near steal. Check, that's Evenson, the freshman who had the steal, couldn't convert.
Again, the defense hustling back for Kenmare. Even when they make mistakes and turn the ball over, the defense gets back and they don't allow any easy layups in transition for Parshall.
Moline. Fox all over her. Megan Zimmer, 5 on the shot clock, powers through and banks it in.
Just run the shot clock all the way down into single digits, get a really good look on the inside from Zimmer.
1 second, Fox lets it fly, and almost got it to go. Kenmare, wow, impressive performance from the Honkers. They're 8 minutes away from a Region 8 title game appearance.
Number 2 star.
Beck Communications is honored to be recently recognized with 3 Broadband Now Awards. Beck Communications Cooperative was awarded in the categories of Top Internet Speeds Nationwide, Top 3 Fastest Internet Providers in North Dakota, and North Dakota's #1 Fastest Fiber Provider. It's only through the support of our members and customers that Beck Fiber delivers award-winning speeds and service. Thank you, Beck Communications Cooperative members and customers, for your years of continued support.
Evangel is one big church family that meets every week in multiple locations to worship Jesus, reconnect over coffee, and enjoy life together. We believe that a relationship with Jesus is best lived out in community. You can view service times at goevangel.org or watch live on Beck Sports. Evangel, connecting real people to a real God.
Back in Newtown, our broadcast is brought to you by Four Bears Lodge and Event Center, Burke Divine Electric Cooperative, Mount Trail Williams Electric Cooperative, and United Tribes Technical College, also by RTC. Parshall, strong quarter defensively. They held Kenmare to 11 points. The problem is the offensive struggles have continued for the Braves. 8 points in that third quarter, which is incredible because Parshall's been one of the top offensive teams in the state this year. 62 points per game. That's 6th in North Dakota. Kenmare's been locked down today on that end. Near steal for Jalen Hall.
And they've had a really good defense all season long, Chris, allowing just 36 points per game. But I think you talk more about the offense a lot when it comes to Kenmare because of the offensive playmakers that they have in Zimmer and Strokeland especially. But everyone else is really good offensive players too. But the defense can sometimes get overlooked, and that's not what you're going to come away from this game at all for Kenmare. All they've allowed is Parshall, who's a really good offensive team, to 21 points through 3 quarters.
There's a turnover on Kenmare. They've been really sharp today. Only 6 turnovers in the Honkers. That was one of the things we talked about in the first round against Newtown. They did struggle with turnovers at times. Not today. Going to give it to Fox. Triple teamed. It's been the big time story today. 3, and a senior driver can't hit it. Fox has got the rebound. Quick feed down to Evenson, and she draws the foul.
Every time Ivy Fox gets a touch, there's 2, if not 3, white jerseys surrounding her. I mean, that's the game plan that coming into it, they said, we will not let Ivy Fox beat us. Someone else is going to have to do it for Parshall, and nobody for the Braves has been able to do that. Kenmare's up 27 because they've played a perfect game plan defensively against Ivy Fox.
No, excuse me. Come on, line.
4 times Parshall has lost this year. They're 17-4. They've scored less than 50 in all those games, so it's been a pretty rare occurrence for them to even be under 50 points. And offensively, they have had their inconsistencies at times against some of the elite teams. The foul down low. That's on Fixico. The Scar draws the foul. Scar's made a couple threes in this game. Good to see the senior drive to the rim, get herself to the free throw line. First player not named Brenna Strokeland to get free throws for Kenmare as well. Kate Zimmer will check back in for Scar. Fox with some space. Tracks down her own rebound and lays it in.
Fox with the deuce.
4 points and 7 rebounds now for Ivy Fox.
Her first 2 points since the opening possession of the game when she scored for Parshall. Defense has keyed in on her, done a great job. They haven't allowed her many good looks, and even that one, a contested 3 that she hustled down her own offensive rebound to get the putback.
Kenmare not afraid to constantly sub. Mike Zimmer seems like always cycling players in. Couple new subs in there. You just see the depth of this Kenmare team. Not a lot of drop off between their starters and backups, if you will.
Yeah, they can go 8-9 deep if they want to, and that's something that you don't see a whole lot at the Class B level, is to be able to go that deep. And I think what you said is more important than anything. There's not drop-off. A lot of times you'll see drop-offs between starters and bench players, and you just don't get that with Kenmare.
Mike Zimmer, 58-13 as head coach of Kenmare. That's pretty darn good. This is his 3rd season at the helm. Miller blocked by Fox and a foul called. Miller about 85% from the free throw line this season. That's a good player to have at the stripe. Miller having a heck of a game. She's up to 8 points now. She had 5 in the first round. An 8th grader averaging about 9 points per game this season. Go up ahead to Driver. Tie up deep in the backcourt. And it'll stay here with Parshall. So the Braves season looks like it'll come to a close here. 17-5 final record. Kenmare going to improve to 23-0.
It's obviously not how you wanted things to end if you're Parshall, but nothing to hang your head about. I mean, it was a really good season. You just ran into the buzzsaw that has been Kenmare. They've been doing this to everybody that they've played this year.
Brenna Strokeland a three. Cap off what's been a spectacular game for her again in terms of efficiency. 21 points. High percentage player. Subs in there now for Parshall. Again, last time these teams played, 56-47. This just shows you that Kenmare has gotten even better over the course of this season. They're looking ahead to try and get back in the state tournament for the first time since 2011.
I think more than anything, they just game planned Parshall perfectly. Said, you know, we're going to double and triple team Ivy Fox every time she touches the ball. Someone else for Parshall is going to have to hit shots and beat us. We won't let it be Fox, and that's what you got to do against Parshall, and Kenmare did that to perfection today.
And for Parshall, last couple years, lost in the Region 8 semis and the Region 8 title. And again, they will fall in the Region 8 semis, unfortunately. But they're on the cusp, always near the top of Region 8.
And Ivy Fox is just a junior, too. She comes back next year, which already makes you a really good team.
Unfortunately, Jalen Hall will graduate along with Isabella Driver. Two starters. Hall's been one of the top guards in Region 8 for the last few years. Strokeland scores it again down low.
23 tonight, 23 last night in the opening round win. Just very consistent, very efficient.
She just doesn't miss a whole lot of shots either. I mean,
it's
like every time she gets the ball, you're assuming it's going to go through.
Sometimes players will score 20 and it'll take them 16 or 18 shots to get there. And usually with Strokeland, it's 20 on 9 shots, 12 shots, something like that.
Timeout. Coach Zimmer will take a timeout. 3:21 left in this game.
This game on the Beck Sports Network is presented by the following: Farmers Union Insurance, Dakota Community Bank and Trust, Val Bank, West Dakota Chevy Dealers, BASF, and these premier sponsors.
When a group of local residents came together to form a rural telephone cooperative in 1951, they made a commitment to keep their member owners informed and connected. That cooperative was RTC. And while the technology we use to communicate has changed over the years, that commitment remains true today. RTC is committed to providing the highest quality internet connectivity to our neighbors in West Central North Dakota. RTC, building our network so you can grow yours.
56-24. Fun tournament so far for Kenmare fans. The Honkers, big time win over Newtown yesterday, 61-22. Now they're up 56-24 in the semifinals. State has taken notice this year. In the latest poll, they're 4th coming into this Region 8 tournament. They have upheld that reputation so far. Driver hits the three. Driver. Love to see that. The senior Isabella Driver, a team high, 8 points today.
Yeah, and I was just going to say, you'd love to see that for a senior who's playing in her last high school game of her career. She's hit a couple shots here in this second half. It hasn't been Parshall's night, clearly down by 29, but Driver, the senior, has been playing pretty well here tonight.
Eighth grader Santizo throws it away, a rare Kenmare turnover, only their 7th. Again, we'll have another semifinal coming your way. At the conclusion of this game, about 20 minutes after, as Fox misses inside, just a little bit off. We will have Trenton and Divide County going toe-to-toe. Back-to-back turnovers for the Honkers.
It's a good opportunity, though. Mike Zimmer's got his younger players in, his reserves that don't get a whole lot of time, and with them being up so big right now, it's crucial for them, for those players that are going to be getting some time in years to come to get some opportunity to play in a region semifinal.
What's he eating there?
That's a couple times we've shown him that he's been eating.
He's been eating a lot.
That's how comfortable it is on that bench right now. When you're up 29, and you can just snack, man.
Look like maybe a sausage, a Slim Jim. He's feeling comfortable over there. He's feasting.
Hey, when you're about to be 23-0 and nobody's beat you all season, do whatever you want.
Sometimes you just get hungry. Hall can't hit the 3. Up the floor. Brosef, double dribble. It also feels like sometimes one team will have a great shooting day and the other team just has an off shooting day. That's just kind of how basketball works. And in addition to the great game plan by Kenmare, it's just kind of all come together to produce this 29-point game.
There just hasn't been any easy looks, any wide open shots for Parshall tonight. Defense for Kenmare has just been there all night.
And even their reserves now forcing turnovers. Vardy. Look at the ball movement. Vardy able to score.
Force a turnover, good ball movement in transition, fast break layup. Like you said, the starters are off the floor. The players that don't get as much time are on the floor right now, but it just doesn't feel like a drop-off.
You can tell that JV squad for Kenmare has a lot of success. Bright future for the Honkers. Mike Zimmer should have a lot of winning teams for years to come. Alexa Vardy had 5 points in the first, rather 6 points in the first round, and she's up to 4 here, playing only about a minute of game time. Jalen Hall just a bit off on the layup. Kenmare will dribble out the clock. The Honkers on to the Region 8 championship. Still unbeaten. Kenmare is 23-0. Number 4 in the state. They win it 60-27, ending Parshall season. Big time performance by Brenna Strokeland. Down low with 23 points. She is our player of the game. That was Vardy's layup, but check out the performance by Strokeland for Kenmare.
Yeah, she was awesome. 23 in the first round win yesterday, 23 today for her. So efficient, even knocked down a three-pointer in that second half. She can shoot from all over the floor, gets things going on the inside. A sophomore that's going to be the leader of this Kenmare team for years to come, but they're worried about winning a region title on Thursday night and keeping that undefeated record going into the state tournament.
Kenmare will play in the Region 8 title on Thursday at 7:30 against either Trenton or Divide County. We will decide who that is coming up next on Beck in about 20 minutes. Trenton, Divide County coming your way from the Forebears Event Center in Newtown.